Hey everybody, here we are once again for another Quickie Soul for Iyanla season whatever. She's back. I guess a premiere for a show, and it talks about a video producer, and I think he's based in Atlanta. How everything was looking. Well, that's where they had the taping at. I didn't get his last name. His name is Jay. Now it looks like he works with different music artists. I guess he does their video production or whatnot. And his story is the man has 34 kids with 17 women, and he's taking care of another 9 from his baby mamas. You know, I guess from other relationships that they had.
Can you stop right there? Can you imagine?
That's why I'm just pausing. I'm thinking it's just one would drive me crazy.
You know what? I thought it was comical and, you know, southern and country and crazy. The fact that my grandfather has 18. But he's, you know, he's 81. So this dude is probably in his 40s. You know,
yeah, she said
mid
44,
to early 40s.
She kept on saying 44.
And you already have beat my 81-year-old grandfather as far as the amount of kids that you have, and the fact that he don't really see the issue with
actually having. And that's when he first met Iyanla. That was like one of the first things she came at him like, "Well, do you see anything wrong with this?" And he was like, "No."
He didn't. Yeah, he
didn't blink his eye. Like
that confused me.
Yes,
because I'm like, if you had 8. You can have 8 kids with 8 different baby mamas. I think that would bother me.
That's 8 heart attacks for me. I don't know how the brother can go through life just free minded, or actually have your mind on other things other than I gotta take care of 30. I got 34 kids. I got 34 lives that I'm responsible for. Well, that have an opinion of me. Oh, that's just, man.
I don't get it.
I haven't. She said, okay, so why didn't you use like protection? I did. If I didn't,
I would have about
200 by then. She was like, wow. Like, yeah.
And I'm like, well, how you have this many kids with protection? If I would be suing the condom company, period. Yeah. I mean, these are 34 mistakes? Is that what he's trying to say? Man. Like, we didn't mean for it to happen? I don't buy that at all. I don't buy it.
She said, so what you gonna do to fix this? And he was like, she's like, are you
get up?
I said, he was like, nope. He was like, ah! She was dumbfounded like we were. Like, so are you gonna have any more? He said, well, if I just so happen to have a wife and she just wants 1 child. I'm like, really? One? You put a limit now? now? The 35th one is the one you want to stop.
No. But he said, if I get married.
Yes.
You know, so there's possibility he don't get married, but he's going to continue to have kids.
And I don't think was he ever married? Did they ever get on that?
I don't, no, they didn't mention it, but I think it's safe to assume that he's not married.
You know, he waiting on that one.
Yeah, he's at least he's out here trying. You can't say he ain't trying.
It seems like she's gonna have to have 18 kids so she can already just go ahead with it. Cause I don't know what woman would just marry a dude that has 34 kids.
Do you think that? Yeah.
And so I'm thinking she's gonna have to come with something to bring to the party to make it just feel like she ain't crazy. Okay, you got a lot of kids. Okay, it makes sense. But
yeah, she gotta have at least 10. She gotta have at least 10. Yeah, I say. But you know,
I don't get it. So she
I mean, he actively refused. Like she said, vasectomy. No. Like, how do you fix the problem then, brother? Like,
it seems like you supposed to say
what you're doing ain't working.
You only got 2 kids. Get if I said nah.
Yeah,
like me. I think some of your spittle came on my lip. Oh, bum.
Oh, bum. 34 kids.
But anyway, you know, she always get her little activities, and she had them on the porch outside, and she had his children, 34 dolls. house, and which creeped me out. I don't like to see that shit. You know that I don't play that. No. And so they just sitting, you know, on the bench. She had 2 separate ones. One's like the first 14 kids that he had, and then the rest of them. And it don't even matter how many. It was the rest of them. And so she said, "All right." And so she put like the first 4, you know, the 14, the oldest one, you know, in his lap. And she said, "Okay, so you barely holding on to these." And you know, one is dropping on the floor and everything. And how you supposed to take care of these? And you still got more
20
to pay attention to in the back. How do you do this? And you know, he probably gave some like lame excuse, but I think she was trying to realize, like,
I don't think he realized anything at that point. I think because he feels like, you know, when they call, he comes. He feels like he's there for his kids, even though some of them he doesn't have a relationship with. How can you just fathom and justify it in your mind that you cool on your kids when you don't even have a relationship with some of them? So that leads me to believe that he thinks because he's providing for them, maybe financially, that, you know, everybody's cool. That's the only reason not to get a vasectomy.
Man, that child support. Oh, no,
it sounds like if Stevie J got 5 kids and he got like $1 million in back child support, you got 34 kids. I'm sure a lot of these women don't have them on child support. They can't.
Anyway, after that little activity she had, then they brought in the what was it? The father, yeah, and basically, you know, talking about his experience with his dad, and he was. I think he said like when he basically the relationship was semi broken, like when he was like 8 or 10 or something like that. When he felt.
Yeah,
when Jay felt that
they got a divorce or something like that. His mom and dad got a divorce.
And it felt like, you know, that's when he really, you know, stopped paying attention to him, or their relationship was somewhat broken. Because I think his dad got remarried or had a different relationship and had 2 other daughters.
Another family.
Yeah. And so the son said, you know, he used to go over to the house, you know, and used to sleep on the floor, and like in front of the bathroom. He used to smell the piss and shit. And Jan was like, okay, so where were the daughters? You know, how were they living? He's like, oh, they were living in plush beds, you know, and everything else. They had their rooms and whatnot. And
what struck me as funny was when Iyanla first brought the father in. Jay was like, you know, I don't really want to have this conversation because, you know, my father was a good dude back then. You know, I think he was thinking of money.
You know, I think he was equating to money too, like him. You know, as far as a good dude, I don't think he really wanted to go in.
You know, he had me thinking, and I was thinking like, okay, well, his father must be, a decent human being. But then after a few, Jay shed a few tears.
Oh yeah. To me, I didn't. 34 kids might be.
No, I ain't talking about Jay. I'm talking about his father.
No, I'm saying that nigga had 34 kids. Something wrong with his relationship. He can't be just and you know, just Willie just good shit going on. No. And so, you know, something had to be wrong. Somewhere it was broken.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he was like, you know, I felt, you know, basically not wanted. I guess the mama was having issues with herself, and they really didn't get it.
Yeah, that's what I noticed that too. Like
they brought the mommy in. Let's go there. They brought the mommy in.
Wait. Because Iyanla she was trying to figure out, like, I guess at the age of 15, like, he was basically out on the street trying to fend for himself.
Yeah, making money, trying to make his own money.
Then he got into gangs or whatever, and then his father acknowledged that he basically stopped caring about Jay once Jay got into the gang life, and then some of the gang members came over to his house and stole his guns.
Yeah.
And so he's like, at that point, I just kind of quit caring about where he was sleeping.
Yeah.
And Jay was like, how?
Oh, he broke down.
Yeah. He didn't believe that, like, a person can stop caring about a person that you, like, your own child.
It seemed like he had this different view of his parents in childhood. Period. You know, it's like the curtain was up, and he failed to believe that this stuff can actually happen to him.
And I feel like he failed to believe that the shit that he was saying about his parents and his people was wrong. Like, they fucked you over. Like, you had a jacked up life, and he still kind of not really grasping the.
Even after they told him some truth.
Yes, like, he refused to believe it.
I snapped, you know you didn't. You know, it's like, I know, you were there.
He was a very emotional, angry guy.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, they brought the mother in.
And you know, she told her truth. You know, talking about I was already, you know, broken when I met your dad. And then after having a relationship with him, and then when it was over, I was just shattered. You know, I was pretty much done. So I had no love for you. You know, I had no time. Basically, emotionally, I had no time for you. I was dealing with myself. She was like, I'm 66 years old now. And, you know, just a couple of years ago, I just now learned to love me.
Yeah.
And you know, and so I can see that, but then again, you still got a child there. You know, you got somewhat of responsibility.
They do, but I feel like at a lot of times, even nowadays, that still happens.
That happens all the time.
Women who are raising a child by themselves, and then for going through their own shit, and so who gets neglected? The child. And then the father's not there to do his part. And in this case, the father don't give a damn about the child. You know, I don't care where I mean, that's just to hear somebody, your father say, I don't give a damn where you slept.
Because especially, I wouldn't say minute, but they stole your gun. That's what gang members do. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't just throw the relationship out of the way and say, you know, just I don't give a damn where my son goes. I'll be trying to reach out. Yeah. And bring him back.
Hey, he going.
I'm like, that almost makes me feel like you didn't like care for him in the first place. If it took that, you know, only that much. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a family that did far worse. And you know, mama love him, daddy love him. You know, so it seemed like I don't know if he was just lackadaisical or he just didn't. I don't know how. I think he probably because of the relationship with the mother. I don't think he really cared. Do you think he really cared for the mother? Because she said she didn't love him, the father.
And Jay found that hard to believe.
Yeah, oh yeah. Everything was like it was the first time
that his mother didn't love his father. I guess maybe they was putting. She said, "I thought I did," you know.
Yeah. But I realize now, I didn't.
I think a lot of the reason that Jay was justifying, what the parents did is because that's how he justifies what he's doing
with his kids.
And so it makes sense to him because like that's what he knows. This is the love that I know. Love from afar. Love, financial love. And so
every time it seemed like they told him some truth, he wanted to leave. and she was like, "Come on now," because he gonna be a time
because he wouldn't let Iyanla like talk.
Yeah, I mean he was like, no. Like she was like, yes. You gotta realize what they telling you.
Yeah, and you have to listen and acknowledge. And she's like, we need to do this different because evidently, I'm sure he's probably tried having a conversation. They may have not, got this deep.
Yeah.
But they probably talked about it, and then it probably ends the same way, where he gets defensive, he gets angry, he starts smacking tables.
That's his thing.
And then, the mom was like, she was all scary, and she reminded me of an abuse victim. The way she responded to even Jay. And, I'm like, well, I was looking at like, did he used to like run up on his mom too or something like that? Because I wouldn't put it past him just looking at his behavior and how angry he is. And he didn't seem to have too much respect for his mom at some points in the video.
Yeah. And so I think it was sinking in, a little bit. Just a little bit, but my boy kept on trying to get up, and she reiterated that, you need to go ahead and do this now, because in a few years you gonna be here with you gonna be sitting where your daddy is, and your son gonna be sitting where you are, telling
his truth
about
experience,
And so you need to go ahead and do your healing now, and so so you go ahead and start having your relationship. Or patch your relationship up with your 30. Oh, like me. It don't even sound right to say your 34 kids. But anyway, continuing, we did find out, like you said, about the mama. You was hinting about the abusive relationship. We find out that she said that the father was abusive physically. I think she said when she was 8 months pregnant, he got abusive. And that wasn't just the first time. She said, it happened, I guess, multiple times, or that was part of the relationship. And the father just nope, didn't happen. You crazy, bitch. You know?
Yeah, he's like, no, that's a lie.
It's a lie. And I just want to say on this abuse. That's why he kept this abusive thing. And
he couldn't get off.
He couldn't get off because, you know what they say when you throw a rock in the crowd, the only person that hits yells. And it seemed like when they brought that up, he kept on bringing it back up. But you know, if you didn't do it, that's it. You gonna leave it alone. But I don't know. But
you know, the next day he did admit that there was physical situations between him and the wife, and he wanted to bring up an example about how the wife used to be physically abusive to him. And I'm like, so that's what the abuse was. Let me say this, I did not appreciate how Iyanla allowed the mother to tell, her truth about the abuse. But she was basically trying to shut the man down for trying to, maybe she felt he was going to try to justify it or whatever.
He said like she used to have throw pots at him and whatever she finds.
Scratch him and all that.
Yeah. And so, but he, she wanted him to tell, the son
that he lied.
He lied and that that he did there was physical abuse in the home. Excuse me. Do you have any thoughts on that?
No, aside from what I said about I didn't like how she shut him down from telling his side, but I do have to, she did say this is not about the father. It's really not about the mother. It's about Jay. So I kind of understand why we didn't go dig deep into the father's situation.
Seemed like the mama wanted to get deep in her own story.
And Iyanla kind of gave her a little bit of latitude, which I didn't understand why she kind of,
shut the man up.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. But anyway.
I think he probably felt some type of way. Cause
that's
he found out he's like, I'm going now.
Like, Iyanla, let me holler at you for a minute. I ain't gonna even be able to do it.
I gotta run some eggs.
Iyanla said, "What, Jay? Your daddy trying to leave?
Tell him.
I'm telling your son on you.
Tell him." And Jay, of course, got mad again, and and ran off. I don't know what.
I mean, the man is having some issues, JT.
I mean, he put Kleenex in business this episode because that young man was some waterworks.
Which lets you know how damaged he is, even though he probably didn't think so in the beginning.
And so, she took him outside and tried to encourage him and then, let him know, you can't keep on doing this. You keep on letting this 8-year-old rule your life. You 44 now.
It's time to man up. Okay. She said, act like a grown-ass man. Iyanla, she said a few cuss words on this one, and I was here for it, actually. Because she said it at the right moment.
Yeah.
Well, she said, what in the hell what's going on in your life to where you don't give a damn about where you're 15? No, she did something like that.
She went off a little bit.
Yeah, she went off a couple times.
Yeah, every now and then she gives it to
And then we looking like, why she turned up so
fast?
Like, where that come from?
Because she was just sitting like this.
So,
and then, okay.
Yeah, hold on, Iyanla.
I just took a shot.
I felt abused,
and went off. But that's where they left the show. It's a 3-part series, and so that's the first episode. They left it at the dad leaving and him feeling up and Jay feeling upset that he's always leaving. He's gonna abandon me. He already abandoned me. In the past. That this is what he do. He just gonna abandon me again. And she was like, step up. You have tools now. Don't just do something different. We can do something different. Pick something. Pick a choice.
It seems like he always likes to respond with anger instead of using his words. Well, he uses his words too, but not in an angry way. I don't know. I was pissed off a lot at Jay this episode, but then I kind of understand where he's coming from because I think I see a lot of myself in this young man. I don't got now kid, but I still saw a lot of me, and I had to like kind of acknowledge that, JT.
Oh, okay. You doing? Go ahead and acknowledge it.
Nah, that's it.
No, okay.
That's all I wanted to do was acknowledge it, not talk about it.
this episode been healing for Mike B.
It was therapeutic.
Yeah, I saw you get up one time. So he probably went to his room and start bawling. But anyway, folks, if you have any comments, leave.
If you have any comments, bye.
We reached over 200 subscribers. Thank you all. You know, it's been a nice little ride.
It's been a trying time.
Yeah,
but we here.
Yeah. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you. Till next time, folks.
Peace.